factor came about and how I learned about transfer factor growing up. And I want to tell you a little, so you all probably know David, those of you who have been familiar with For Life, and he has such a passion and a drive. When he has a vision, he will do anything to make that vision into reality. But growing up, David, he had a lot of health issues in his family. Believe it or not. He grew up and one of his sisters was very, very sick. And it was his younger sister. And she ended up passing away from a very rare disease. And back then, I mean, this was a long time ago when proper treatment wasn't there. And unfortunately, she passed away at the young age of 16. But David, he was about 18 years old at the time, and he made a commitment to himself, and he said, there's got to be a way to make our bodies stronger, to help find ways where when something does happen, we can fight. We can boost that immune system and make us stronger. Give us that education on how to fight diseases and sicknesses. And so thankfully he had a mom, my grandmother, who also felt the same. And she shifted her whole life and started studying natural health. And they worked together, and they created a lot of natural health companies. My grandmother wrote, I think it was 10 books, all about the immune system and the natural things that are provided for us to first educate our immune system and then give it that strength to fight, to make us healthier and happier. So David had this vision of finding ways to create opportunities to give people health. And we all know if we don't feel good, we're not going to enjoy time with our families. We're going to miss out on the memories we make. So his vision was to give people that opportunity to feel good. And also an opportunity to create financial opportunities. So we know if we're struggling financially, that stresses us out. We're also not able to enjoy time with our family and friends and create those memories. Then I want to talk about my mother's dream, Bianca. Those of you who know her heart. Oh, it's just so big. When she walks into a room, you can just feel her heart and her love. So Bianca is from Italy, and I'll make this part shorter because it can go into a long story, but her mother came over on a ship, and Bianca was born on the ship, immigrating from Italy to the USA, which is an incredible story. I always say, we knew she was destined for big things if she came into the world that way, right? She knew she had a big mission if she came into the world on a ship. But her dream was to be in a place in her life where she could give back, where she could serve others. When she was growing up, coming to America, a new country, you can imagine the challenges that her family faced. And so her dream was when she got older, she was going to be in a place in her life where she could give back the service that her family received from neighbors and friends. And so David's dream of finding transfer factor and healthy opportunities for us, and then Bianca's dream of service came together, and you know what it created? For Life. Isn't that amazing? Yes. So these two incredible dreams merged into one. And 25 years now, we have had, amazing. We've done amazing things together. Not only with Transfer Factor, but with our service pillar. Bianca's dream as that little girl has come true. And we have helped so many families and children, give them opportunities so that they could shift their lives, make a better choice, so they could get education, so that they could also learn about nutrition and health, and break that cycle of poverty, and live these amazing lives with their families. So for me, it's been incredible to see my parents, their dreams become a reality, and I get to see that in each of your faces. And that's as you can tell, very emotional. I want to tell you one story. Now, transfer factor was a word that I heard when I was a child. And I remember my dad would open up the capsules when he would put it on our food. He would say, "You gotta eat that." We're like, okay. We didn't know what it was. And so we would take it. And I remember I was a teenager, a very young teenager. And my parents would have people over. They would talk about this transfer factor. And I had no idea what it was. And one night they said, "Okay, we're going to have a few people over, so be on your best behavior." And I thought, you know what? I'm going to figure out what this transfer factor is. Because if people are coming over, and if it's that important that people want to come learn about it, I want to know what it is. So during their meeting, I actually hid on our stairs going up to my bedroom. And I sat on the stairs, and I was like, what is this secret transfer factor? What could this be? Is it magic? Like, what is this? Because to hear them talk so passionately about something, I knew that it was going to be important. And I remember listening to that meeting. And I had no idea what the words they were saying. Dr. Hong can explain it. But I knew, listening to David and Bianca that day, whatever this transfer factor was, it was going to change people's lives. And the passion, the desire, and the belief that they both had that this was their vision, and this was what they needed to do. I knew no matter what on that day, whatever sacrifices and challenges that they went through, it would be worth it. And it was. And if they could stand here, I know that they would say the same thing. And I know that they love each and every one of you. The last few years have been a little bit challenging. We've had to change our perspective on a lot of things, haven't we? We've had to hold those people we love closer to us and discover new strengths that each of us have. And I know that David and Bianca are so proud of each of you. They haven't forgotten about anybody. I know they haven't been able to travel to a lot of places that they used to, but know that their heart is with you, and they love you. And they are so grateful that their dreams became reality through you, and that we can help other people's dreams become reality. And that's been one of my biggest blessings of being a part of For Life. Not only to see my dreams become reality, in fact, I never dreamed that I would get to travel the world and meet all of you. A lot of you I've known for a while. You've seen me grow up, which has been incredible. But I hold a special place in my heart for you. So welcome to For Life again, if this is your first time being introduced. Know that the home office in Salt Lake City loves you, and they support you, and they're with you. So thank you. Thank you for having me back in Malaysia.